His bones ached and creaked as he climbed the spiralling stairs of the western tower. It was from up here that he could see his coastal lands the best, and take in the comforting smell of the sea air. It was his favourite place within all of his fortress. The one place he could get away and be left alone to relax from the stresses of kingship, and truly take time to contemplate on the matters great and small. As he looked out across the golden beaches and the anchored longships that laid in the harbour, his concerns came rushing back to him. Of late, Asbjorn had been worried about his eventual death. His best years were now far behind him, and although he was still ferocious upon the battlefield, he could feel himself becoming weaker by the day. It wasn't death that he feared. Asbjorn could not wait for the day he could enter Valhalla, to spend the rest of eternity drinking and fighting, as well as being reunited with his beloved daughter Freya. It was his succession that was giving him the sleepless nights. His son and heir Sigbjorn had grown into a fine young man, strong, brave, and deadly upon the battlefield. But he hadn't even had half the experiences and challenges Asbjorn had had himself by that age. Would his jarls and chieftains follow Sigbjorn as they had followed him? And what of the native Croats, Greeks and Serbians? Would they also be willing to follow Sigbjorn? They followed Asbjorn out of fear and dread alone. He knew that, but would his reputation be enough to keep them in line, even after his death? And all of this was without even considering things outside of Asbjorn's control, such as his Christian neighbours. Asbjorn and his men had threw back and crushed a dozen Christian armies in their attempts to push the Northmen out of the Adriatic. He'd been so successful at it in fact that now not one ruler had attempted to do so in years. But again, this could all change after Asbjorn left this world for the next. How could he ensure that his life's work would not crumble and fall into nothingness like so many other kingdoms upon his death? How could he protect his children from the Christians, treasonous jarls and the natives? How could he carry on his legacy long after his death? And then it came to him, a standing army, a holy order made up of his most zealous and faithful Norsemen, men who would fight for his memory and honour, men who would fight for Odin and his eventual control over the entire world. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Raiders of the Adriatic with Asbjorn Eriksson, who is now 59 years old, almost 60. Now for this episode I'm going to be doing a bit of a slower one as we're going to have a look through all of King Asbjorn's vassals, basically the custom characters that you guys created, just so we can see what they're up to, basically, have a little bit of a catch up. A lot of you have been asking for that in the Discord as well as in the comments of the video, so we'll have a quick skim over what each of those are doing, have a look at their heirs and how they're progressing and what such before we get into the episode and unpause and start doing bits and bobs. We have had an arranged betrothal thing that has popped up. To the prospective King Asbjorn of Safirland, I propose a betrothal between my daughter Brigitta and your son Loki. Okay, yes, I accept. It will get us an alliance with a 5,000 strong army. It's actually the King of Sweden, Bjorn Ironside's child, so yes, definitely, we will accept that betrothal. So we've now formed an alliance with King Hysing of Sweden. That is awesome. That gives us a very strong alliance. I know they're quite far away from each other, but if we attack anyone in the middle, say East Francia, for example, were to attack us, Sweden would be right there on their northern doorstep to help us out. We do have two new custom characters as we can finally start adding them again now that we've landed pretty much everyone. There's only two courtiers who haven't been landed that I forgot about as they've actually moved court, and you'll be seeing that as we go over what they've been up to. Right, so here are our two new characters. We have Yngvar. I'm probably saying that completely wrong and absolutely butchering that, but he is actually a Russian. So, which is interesting. So he's actually one of the Rus, a Viking though. So maybe he's one of Rudrik's. No, Rurik. Is it Rurik? Rurik. I'm pretty sure it's Rurik, isn't it? If we go to you, King Helgi, would have been your father, wouldn't it? Yeah, King Rurik. So yeah, probably one of his band, one of his men that have moved south. I'm pretty sure that was the cool backstory for this guy. Let's go back to him. Have a look at him then. So yes, he is diligent, zealous, vengeful, a tough soldier, a forder, which is awesome because I don't think we've actually got a forder, so we'll be able to use that. He's shrewd, he's scarred, he's a renowned physician, and he is a murderer. I believe I've already made him important to pin him. Yes, I have. So now we just need to arrange a marriage for him. Let's have a look for someone with an inheritable trait would be good. Let's have a look at age as well. If we can get someone around his age. He's 31. We have our daughter Aslor. She's only 13, so we'd have to wait 3 years, which is quite some time. Maybe we could get him someone without... Oh, there's a 28-year-old here, actually, who is quick. Yeah, she'll do. Perfect. So that's a marriage for him. And then our other new courtier is this guy here, Radolfa. I'm probably saying that completely wrong as well. But he's wrathful, diligent, brave, a tough soldier, an unyielding defender, a hunter, and scarred unyielding defender. Awesome. I don't think we've actually got one of those, so that will be interesting and of good use. He's also Norse and Norse faith. Let's find him a match then. He's 25, so we could go for a younger one with him. We could go for our daughter Aslorg. She could work for him, as she'd have to wait 3 years, so he'd be 28. She's 13. Ooh, yeah, that'll do. I think that'll be fine. Perfect. So that's 2 marriages sorted there. We have got some land to give away. We'll probably land one of those 2 guys, actually, considering we can't land the others. Right, so if we go up here, we've got all of our interesting characters actually pinned, all of the custom characters. So we'll go through those after we have a look at King Asbjorn. We'll check out our heir, which is obviously Sigbjorn, who's not overly impressive. He is a berserker now and a siege leader, so at least we'll be able to make good use of him with that. But then his son, Ugbjorn, who will be our eventual king, all being well, that he doesn't die, is pretty okay so far. He's charming and hale and pretty all-rounded. He does have a sister as well, the mini Herja, who is very much like Herja. She's actually being warded by Herja as well, which is interesting. Right, so then for our characters, we have Chieftain Gunnar, who of course was overthrown, unfortunately, in that last episode from being Jarl, but hopefully he is actually trying to get his lands back, so hopefully he's going to be able to do that. Aid is his ally as well, so hopefully he's going to be able to take his lands back from the Croats. His son, unfortunately, did die, so his actual heir at present is Asta, who's married to our son Asbjorn, so that's going to be quite interesting to see what happens there. Our next character, of course, we have Jarl Aid, who is, of course, now the Fury, which is an awesome nickname, and he's in charge of Benevento, as we know. And his heir, 2 of his sons have actually been landed. He's landed them in Asford and in Napoli, I think, which is awesome. But then his main son and heir looks very impressive with his flowing, long red hair. And, okay, he's deceitful, fickle, callous, a skilled tactician and a yielding defender, so he's a decent commander, which is awesome. Hopefully his prowess could improve, so he's going to be a decent commander for us going forward, or for Sigbjorn, I'm guessing, as Aid will probably live to around the same age as Asbjorn, child of concubine and an aspiring blade master. What's his son like? Aid, named after his father. Awesome. And he's charming so far, not really picked up much else. Chieftain Kier, who's been quiet as of late, but yeah, he's doing pretty well still. 27 stewardship, awesome. His heir is Halbjorn, who looks incredibly zealous by the looks of it. Yes, he's even doing the zealous pose. He's got the zealous trait, decent learning. He's a berserker as well, which is interesting. Yet to have any children. Next, we have Count Guthrum, who is now landed in Ornberg. Let's have a look at his heir. Is this a daughter? Yeah, I don't know. Oh, he does have a son then, who is named Sinin. Nothing overly impressive about him yet. Does his brother look any better? His brother's got the hail trait, so he's not too bad. Ragnar Bloodaxe, of course, the guy who likes to rip heads from literally everyone. Has he got any more kills yet, or is he still on 18? He's now on 23 kills. And, yep, they're all by ripping heads off yet again. And he's only had 3 daughters, so his heir will be his oldest daughter, who's charming. Have any of them picked up the giant trait? No, unfortunately not. Maybe in the future. Next we have Count Arefa, who is recently landed in Varbas. His daughter, who's not his heir, because his son Floki is his heir. Awesome, who's intelligent. It's nice that we finally got our first Floki. A lot of people were asking for a Floki. And then his daughter is actually married to Count Gunvold, so we may as well check him out while we're here. He's newly landed in Perset as well, and he's had a son who is also intelligent, but unfortunately he's sickly, so hopefully he recovers from that, and we could have a very impressive character on our hands in the future. Next up, we've got Bjorn Munin, who is one of the characters that have moved court, and he's actually not converted either. I am going to try and move him back, but he's actually living up on the Shetland Islands, which is interesting. But we will try and move him back. He's not had a child yet, but his bride's still young, only 25, so there's plenty of time. And the same goes for Aros, who has also moved, but we're going to move him back, and he's gone up into northern Sweden, which is interesting, but hopefully we can get him back as well. He looks really cool, to be fair. I like the look of this guy. Count Gunnold, we've already done. This is our daughter, so we don't need to check over our daughters or sons as we've done that. Jarl Lars, of course, whose father was Jonas's character, so we're already on the heir for Jonas. He's very impressive, as we know, 20 years old with that quick trait, beautiful and fecund, and his son has also inherited those two traits, so he's going to be very impressive yet again in the future. Then we have Samundra, who is Rowan's heir, so that's actually two people who are already playing as their heir, and he's the one who's married to our daughter, Sigrid. They do have a son, Bjorn, who hasn't picked up any of those inheritable traits, which is a shame, considering that they've got between them like 3 or 4 inheritable traits. I was hoping they'd have some children with those traits, but it appears not. And then we've got our 2 new ones that we've already checked over, and I think that's all of the custom characters that we've added so far. So we've had a quick check up on those at least, to see what they're all up to and what they've been doing. Sapphireland, as we know, is massively, massively growing still. I think we have pretty much all of Croatia. I think we need this southern area here, below this river, of Boloton, to finish what we actually should have. If I look on Kingdom Title, yeah, we just need that blue line there, and we've got all of Croatia, so we will take that at some point. And then we've got about a third of Serbia, maybe. I would like to take both these lands, Serbia and Croatia, at least, so then we have like pretty much all of the Balkans. That would be pretty cool. And then, of course, we've actually taken a decent amount of central, well, more southern Italy and the Sicily lands, which has mainly been done by aid, but we do have a little bit of that land ourselves as well. We do need a new council member, we need a new chancellor, but I'm hoping as Gunnar is trying to take his Jarldom back, we can then reinstate him as our diplomat, because there's no one better than him in the land at present. Now, one thing that I am going to do, as we did say in that introduction, POV or chapter, whatever you'd like to call it, is we're going to found a holy order that we can actually do that. Now, this would be pretty cool to do. There can never be too many warriors dedicated to defending the true faith. I will honour Tyre by giving those who would serve a home and arms. So, yeah, it's going to cost us 500 gold and 1,000 piety, which is a hell of a lot, but you'd imagine it would get us a lot of piety as well. Well, maybe get us up on that ladder, I'm hoping, because we are pretty close to being a religious icon. We're also very close to being a living legend, so, and we've got plenty of gold, and we are making an insane amount of gold. We're going to do more raiding in the future and expansion, so we're going to get a lot of gold. So why not? Let's found this holy order and actually see what happens with that. That could be really cool. With your support, Grand Maester Niklas has founded the Jorms Vikings. Awesome. So we should. He's actually landed himself because I forgot to click where to land him. But that's pretty cool that they are now landed below us. Alliance invalid. Roman, who are you? Okay, clear notification. So that's awesome that we now have our own holy order landed down here in our southern lands. But that still leaves us over the domain limit, actually, which I wasn't expecting. So where is he actually landed? Do they just get like a castle in our lands? I'm not sure where he actually went to. It's one of these southern lands somewhere. But that is awesome that we now have our own holy order. Now, what can we actually do though? Could we actually use that by going on military? Can we like call up the holy order? Because I've not actually... Ah, yes, holy order. I've not actually tried with the holy order. So we've got this here. Can we not grant him titles and such? No. But it's actually pretty awesome that it's over 1,000 men that we can call up, and it costs us nothing to use them either. So we've literally got an extra 1,000 men here, which is awesome. Absolutely. Can we improve them in any way? Is there any way of us actually doing that? Can we not send gifts and improve it? You guys will have to let me know, as I've not actually done much with holy orders yet. So let's pin him anyway, just so that we can add him as an important character, so that we can keep an eye on him in the future. But it's awesome that we now do have the headquarters is Skada, which is one of these provinces down here. Ah, this castle here now belongs to him then. Awesome. In our southern lands. That's probably a good place for it to be, as it's on the border with the Orthodox. So, yeah, that's cool. And we do still have that one place to give away. So let's have a look at what counties we have got to give away. We will give it to one of those new guys for now. Which two did we have? I think I'll give it to the younger of the two. Just because he's actually marrying our daughter, isn't he? So let's give him a nice land. We can actually ask him to join the Holy Order, which is cool. But no, we will grant titles. And what have we got? We've got a lot of southern lands. We have got this land in Italy still. We've got this northern land, but I'd rather give the coastal lands. Then again, we could give him some of these lands down. That's where we've just put the Holy Order, though. Should we give him the lands in Italy? We could give him those lands. Yeah, why not? Let's give him this county over in Italy. Grand title, perfect. So he's now become our vassal. He forms an alliance with him as he's married to our daughter. Perfect, that gets us below that domain limit, which we needed to do anyway. Awesome, we've got low control in a county. Aren't we already doing stuff with that? Yeah, I'm going to say I'm pretty sure that we're already doing that, as well as converting culture. Are we not doing anything religious-wise at the minute? I'm pretty sure that we was, so how come we're not doing that anymore? How come you're not converting the faith? Well, we've converted all the shores here. Let's... Where should we convert the faith next? I'm quite happy to leave the mountains as they are. Then again, I'm not a fan of this Christian religion in our northern lands. So do you know what? We will try and convert them, to be honest. But the pagan religions in the deep mountains that the Serbians and such worship, happy to leave them to do that for now. So now that we've finished with all of that, we could try and expand again. We could go to war with Balaton. Do they have any allies? They do have a couple of allies who are close. The two very close kingdoms, actually, which is... We probably don't want to get in a battle with you, then. You could actually have quite a decent amount of men. Italy have 3,500, as well as their allied to Alba, Scotland, which is interesting. As well as Spain. So they've also got a lot of manpower. I was thinking about attacking Italy to get to Duke Guy's lands and try and claim those, but maybe not a good idea. Bulgaria? How strong are Bulgaria? Have several allies, unfortunately. A decent amount of manpower, so again, probably not a good idea. We could just let things tick along. Well, unpause. Let's let things tick along. Let some of those betrothals and guardianships that I have set up start to kick in. And then we can start playing our next move. I would like to go for one more huge epic raid before Asbjorn does get a little bit too old. He is 59 now. Hopefully he's going to live for a lot longer. But if we can go on some major raid, somewhere really impressive, maybe we could go down to North Africa, Egypt, or we could do the Greek cities. We could, it would be pretty cool to go to Istanbul. Well, Constantinople. But I don't know if that's a little bit too ambitious at present, because they are very strong. Recently I feel like I'm not worthy of the kingdom of Sapphireland. Do other rulers doubt themselves as I doubt myself? I try to be a good, just king, avenging slights and meting out retribution, but others of my station always seem to deliver vengeance so much swifter. Damn this universe for raising one so poor as me to such heights. I swear to Odin I'll punch someone. We lose 42 stress, and we do that because we're irritable, I'm guessing, yes. Maybe a new cloak. I'm just need a good rest. No, let's punch someone. Go for it, Asbjorn. Just go punch someone in the face. You are no longer overwhelmed by stress. Perfect. We do need to get that stress down. Do you know what? Should we go raiding? Where should we raid? To the impressive King Asbjorn of Sapphireland, I accept your marriage proposal. Perfect, great news. How strong's the papacy now? 5,000 men. Wow, that's strong. We could take our raiders there, but they are very strong, to be fair. I wonder if Venice has recovered yet. I don't think it's been 20 years since we raided Venice, has it? So... greetings, my epileptical liege. We are happy to accept your proposed education arrangement and noble upbringing for a noble spirit. Thank you, Kier. Great news. Let's go for it. Let's raise our raiders. Let's go on an epic raid. Is that all our raiders? Really? Raise all as raid? Ah, they are starting to replenish now. Greetings, my liege. I would gladly join you in your exhalation, but the sheer cost of refurbishing temples... okay. So you want us to pay? That's not going to be good for our stress, is it? I'm sorry, Refa, but I will not pay for your eternal salvation. Greetings, my preceptive leave. I gladly accept your proposal. Perfect, right. Oh my god, if this will all go away. Aid has accepted. Our daughter Cracker will be betrothed to his son Talir. Just waiting for our raiders to fully be called up, which is... wow, that is a lot of manpower. Let's meet out at sea together. We can combine together and then we will decide where our destination is going to be and where we will go raiding. I wonder if... oh, his lands have actually replenished, which is interesting. Well, it'd be a bit shit if we didn't go and raid good old Duke Guy, wouldn't it? So, do you know what? Let's go raid Duke Guy again. Maybe this time we can take him prisoner. If not, well, at least we've raided the absolute shit out of his lands again and take a bit of revenge. Hopefully this time we can take him prisoner. We should be leading the army once the army arrives. I might leave them split in two, actually, just so we've got two armies of two raiders. We can raid twice as quick. If we keep by each other, then again, you don't really need to, do you? Because you raid that quickly anyway. It doesn't normally matter. A liar's pay. I was shocked when I caught Asbjorn trying to steal from the travel chest of the visiting Count Domagajo. He blamed a game another child had invented, but I could tell he was lying. Who are you? Okay, you are Croatian, but you have converted. You have to learn to get away with your lies. Keep straight deceitful. Yes, why not? It'd be interesting to have a deceitful king in the future. Let's raid this other area, which isn't going to take too long. And then, yeah, we'll work our way around the mountains, raid his capital, take him for everything he's worth. We will keep our forces together just in case. Holy Order hired. Awesome. So they've been hired by the Jarl of Finland, which is interesting. Clear all notification. I think Sweden have actually taken a hell of a lot of land now, though, haven't they? Yes, Sweden is very impressive. Denmark have took a little bit. Denmark have took most of Ireland, which is interesting. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Francia, well, West Francia has now completely broke up. Same with Middle Francia. East Francia is doing pretty well, though. Other than that, there's not a lot more to report on, to be honest. Not a lot happening. Perfect. Let's take this next province. Hopefully the Italian army won't attack us, but we've got a lot of manpower here anyway. Can we, we're commanding the other army, I'm guessing, are we? Yes, okay. Do you know what, then? The army that we're commanding, can we go raid the capital? Because I want a good chance of, hopefully, managing to get him into our custody. A scheme at court. My spy master has come to me with a discovery. He is certain that my vassal, Mayor Mihalajo, is scheming against my courtier, Margareta. Let the traitor be known to all. Throw him in jail. Whether true or not, I will not accuse him. Let's have a look. You are Catholic and Croatian. We'll ignore it for now. Maybe we can get them on side a little bit more by doing so. This other army, we need to march on to the next province. March them on. Duke Guy will pay for what he did. Enthusiastic conversions. Awesome. Great to know. Great to hear. And a child of my dynasty has been born. Hala, the daughter of my Marshal Jarl Aid, has given birth to a daughter. Since the little one is part of the Eriksson dynasty, she should be blessed with a good name. Let's have a look. She's gained the Hail trait. Awesome. Let's look for a name that we've not yet used. But it really wanted us to use Guide, and then didn't it? If that one comes up again, I'll go for it. Why not? Grimmer, Malmfrid. We've already had an Aslog, haven't we? Freya. Yeah, let's go for a Freya to honour our late daughter. I could see our son maybe doing that. How long till this is collapsed? A faction targeting you has disbanded. Good. Come on, please capture... Oh, we didn't manage to capture him. That sucks. I was really hoping that we could capture him this time. I wonder if we can actually raid The barony of the Pope. Wow, 40 gold. That is insane. 28 gold there as well. There's a lot of gold to be had down here. We'll save the Pope for another day, though. So we will come and raid the Pope at some point. They've got a lot of manpower if they decide to call upon it, which I am a little bit wary of, to be honest. Especially if other people were to get involved. Who's leading this other raid? Let's let our son do it instead so that he can gain some more experience in raiding. He's not been on many raids, has he, our son Sigbjorn, so it would be good to get him out raiding. Wow, 14 gold there. Let's raid the hell out of this eastern coast of Italy. We're going to be able to bring a lot of gold home, over 500, which is insane. Yep, go do that city over there. Are any of these worth decent money? Yeah, 17 and 19 there, so we'll have to go get them at some point. Get that 17 one. Yeah, we'll let you get that. You can get these two and then march back north towards us. The Italian army isn't around. My spy master has come to me with a discovery. He is certain that my court physician, Jungvar, is scheming against my courtier, Margareta. Who is Margareta? Why is everyone after her? She's a wise woman. Not too sure who she is. This is our new guy, isn't it? Our court physician. So, we'll ignore that for now. Let's march you just down to these two baronies to make sure that you get those under siege. We're going to bring a hell of a lot of gold home. We're going to make... Ah, perfect. We have taken a prisoner in the siege as well. We'll leave our prisoners for now. We can ransom them all once we return home, can't we? Let's continue to march up into northern Italy, sieging all of these lands that are awaiting us. Sway the good chieftain. While hosting lords and ladies from realms near and far, some opportunities to portray my vassal, Chieftain Kukimir, in a good light have presented themselves. My lord, pray tell, who is the most noble person you have heard of? Well, me, of course. I'll take the prestige. And we've unlocked a new martial lifestyle perk. Awesome. I think we're very, very close to finishing this other tree, aren't we? Yes, sappers. Heavy infantry siege progress, +1. Spearman siege... Oh, awesome. So we get a load of siege progress. Perfect. And we're nearly a strategist, which is absolutely awesome. We can now march this other army back north. So let's... Well, this other raiding army, sorry. Let's march them. Yeah, let's go to this barony. Oh, we are going to lose manpower if we go to that barony. Go to... Oh, wow. 22 gold in this one. Perfect. And we'll march you over to here. 9 gold. Stay near these coastal ones so we don't lose a lot of manpower. We could raid Venice on the way home. Why not? We could just come all the way around this coast, actually, and march our way home that way. At least then we can bring all the gold home. It's going to be a lot of gold that we do bring home. Let's now march on to this one. Yep, you can take that, that church there and hopefully get a lot of gold. Insane how much gold we're going to bring home. How much gold are these armies carrying between them? A lot. Oh, awesome. Fire and blood. The settlement of Imola, an important stronghold in Greater Ravenna, has fallen to my raiders. Bring me bounteous plunder. How far off we of living legend are we now? We can't be far. We're so close. Over 3/4 of the way. Oh, wow. 32 gold. That's worth losing the manpower for. And you can go get this city. Are any of these inland really rich? All the churches are extremely rich. Extremely rich. A child of my dynasty. Awesome. My daughter-in-law Asta has given birth to a daughter. Let's have a look. Oh, wow. Robust. Awesome. Homfrid. Have we had a Homfrid? I don't think we have, so we'll keep that name. Why not? March onto that bishopric there and march onto that barony. Take the gold. We'll cross over the river into northern Italy, up into the Alps. Taking a prisoner as well, so at least we'll be able to ransom some good gold. You know what? Let's ransom them while we're on the way. Let's see what we can get. 10 gold for you. And 10 gold for you. Perfect. Education at an end. My ward, Striker, has come of age. It is time he left my care. For the longest time I was hoping that good tutelage would be enough to teach Striker the intricacies of warfare. I was naive. He has shown little understanding of the subject, but at least he knows which way to hold a sword. 11 Marshal, betrothed to Sophia Lynx. They're going to hopefully have some very interesting children then. We can imprison 2 criminals, but yeah, they're the 2. We'll leave that for now. We will continue our raiding. Can you... This army here, please go onto this city here. Or we're going to have to cross over the bridge. And yeah, you may as well get the other barony, which is actually building something at present. These ones weren't amazingly, impressively rich, so we'll leave them rather than marching over to the west coast. Fire and blood. Perfect. Yes, bring me bounteous plunder. Bring me that gold home. Let's march onto that barony. The other army can march onto that city. Is Venice... Oh, wow, yeah. Venice seems to have recovered. which is perfect. So we may as well... Well, it'd be rude not to raid Venice then, wouldn't it, to be honest? If it's recovered, it's just there waiting for us to take it. So let's do it. They've not got the strength to even try and stop us either, so... Perfect. Can you go on to actually raid Venice itself? And we'll bring our other army around here to raid these lands as we return home. We're almost back to our home now. My spy master has come to me with a discovery. He is certain... Oh, okay, that our priestess is scheming against us. She's pretty old. She's not great. So, do you know what? Throw her in jail. We'll get a new one. And let's have a look at our new one. Who are you? Okay, 26. Yeah, not overly impressive either, are you, to be honest? But we'll see how you do. See if you're any better. What lands have we got left here to raid? One in the mountains for 14 gold, 12 gold. Okay, so there's quite a few. We've still got room to carry a lot more gold. We've taken a prisoner as well, which is perfect. Just got to wait until we can get out to Venice. That's the only problem, to the city. We've got to sail out to get to it. Oh, perfect. Gunnar has won his war. He's got his new bride as well, which hopefully he will get her pregnant very quickly so that he can get himself a new son and heir. We will now, of course, get him back as our diplomat. And actually, I think we actually had somebody to for you to ward. I'm sure that we had someone in our family who was very good diplomacy wise. It might have been you. It might have been Sigrid. I think it was diplomacy. Yes. So let's send you Sigrid to Jarl Gunnar. Send proposal. Perfect. We've taken several prisoners in the siege again, so we'll ransom them off. 10 gold for that one. Awesome. Take a concubine. 41. She's too old to give us any children, really, anyway, so we won't bother with that. We'll just ransom them off instead. Let's forward things along just to get our men back. We'll let our men replenish, and I think in the next episode we'll go for a massive raid. I'm tempted to go and raid North Africa. Let's get the Vikings down in Egypt. That could be pretty cool. We'll see, though. We'll see. I definitely do want to go to the papacy as well at some point. But we'll just build our gold with this war. We've already gained a lot of gold before we even take our plunder home. So, solitude in the Great Hall. Asbjorn seems to have been having a difficult time at our latest feast. He slipped underneath one of the tables, and there he hid from people for the entire meal. The important thing is that the guests know you were there. He gets the shy trait. He could become impatient, could become gluttonous, but that's going to make us very stressed, so we're going to let him go for shy. And I don't think we can actually carry any more gold with this raiding party, so we'll return this raiding party home, but the other raiding party can still carry a tiny amount of gold. We may be able to get another raid or two out of the way on the way home, just to completely make sure that we're carrying as much as possible. Yes, we can carry another 26 gold, so we'll be able to take these last two provinces. This will bring a lot of gold home. We're going to have so much gold when these guys return home. There we go. He brought 244 gold and 244 prestige home. When are we going to be a living legend? I really want to make sure that Asbjorn becomes a living legend before he dies. Stage fright. The nervous young poet stands before me, reciting his latest poetry. Despite his nervousness, he performs splendidly, for the most part, and everyone is impressed with the eloquence of his words and the way he expresses emotion. Alas, right in the middle of reciting his poetry, the poor man forgets the lines of his poem. His mouth opens slightly, his eyes pop out as he goes into a panic. He stutters the previous lines. In an attempt to remember, meanwhile, everyone is watching awkwardly. Sit there and do nothing. Openly laugh and mock him. Encourage him with your inspiring words. Let's do that and go for that little tiny bit of piety that we could gain from that. Let's disband these raiders. We're going to take this last province. Well, raid this last province with Sigbjorn and then return home with that host as well. We've got another empty council position. It must be one of our minor titles. We need a tax collector. Do we have anyone with decent stewardship who could do that? Oh, Sophia Lynx, our courtier, is very impressive in stewardship. So yes, we'll get you to do it. We'll get you to just, normal taxes for now. We don't want to rip off our subjects. Let's get the rest of our people home, the rest of our raiders, and see how much gold we have returned back with them. I'm guessing it's going to be a fair amount. It's going to be another, 226. Wow. So we've brought way over 500 gold home, which is absolutely awesome. There we go, 226 prestige. Let's disband those raiders. Incognito. Tonight I have stripped myself of every symbol signifying my rank to walk anonymously among my soldiers. It is a quiet evening, so when the argument breaks out, the words reach me loud and clear. An infantryman is trying to convince his commander, my master of the ships, Count Gunvold, of the advantages of an alternative strategy. Gunvold will hear none of it. As I approach, the infuriated man raises his fist. Step in and protect the soldier. Make an example out of them. We gain 33. We gain 33 dread, but Gunvold will lose 20% opinion of us. Sneak away and take credit for the soldier's idea. Which would be... We could step in and protect the soldier. We get 0% of winning. 100% the officer defeats you in unarmed combat. You gain fought seasoned warrior for 10 years. We could gain wounded. Let's go for the make example then, unfortunately. But at least it gains us 33 dread. It's going to upset Gunvold, but it would be good to get that. And our acquaintance has died. Did we have any other prisoners? Talking about prisoners. We've got 8 prisoners. None. Oh, no, we do have some that we can ransom. We can ransom you for a weak hook. No, thank you. What can we ransom you for? A weak hook. No, I don't think so. You're all a weak hook. Do you know what? We could probably execute these. They are all Catholics. What a Polish. Well, we can't get gold out of anyone. So do you know what? Let's just execute the lot of them. Let's sacrifice them all to the gods. Not the children. We'll leave the children, but the fully grown men. We will sacrifice you. Who are you? 41. Oh, and they were not willing to... Yeah, we'll sacrifice you as well. And then we've just got these 2 children left. 11-year-old and a 9-year-old. Let's negotiate your release. Demand conversion. Oh, we can actually ransom you now. Oh, no, just for a favour. We'll demand that you convert as well. Let's convert you to the true gods. Start converting the Italians. Perfect. 5,000 prestige. 2,000 gold. Oh, we're so close to that living legend. I really want to get that living legend. I have no choice but to accept your conditions for my release. Perfect. And the Holy Order has been hired again. So we're getting some use out of that Holy Order, which is awesome. Can we not improve it in any way? Is there no way that we can try and improve it, getting it stronger? I don't know. No, not raise all armies. Oops, disband all. But we need to get our prestige better. It's quite low at present. Why are we losing prestige at present? We're so close to that living legend. Our renown's going up as well. We're still not overly impressive in that. And Chieftain Kier has converted the people of Benevento to Norse culture, which is awesome. Let's send him out to do that elsewhere then. Promote culture in... Yeah, carry on with those lands over there. Why not? Let's turn Sicily into Norse culture. But I think we will end this episode here, guys. So thank you all so much for watching as always. I really hope that you've enjoyed. Please don't forget to like and comment down below. And don't forget to join the Discord server as well, guys. I'd love to have more of you in there. We've had so many of you new guys join since the start of this series. And it's awesome to have more people in that community. Don't forget to also comment any custom characters if you want to get your character in this series, and I'd be more than happy to hopefully add them in as soon as possible. Thank you once more, and I'll see you all very soon for the next episode.